Good morning, ladies. It is Camille here from Ignite Mr. Right, and I help single-driven women in how to attract a quality partner so they can have the loving and passionate relationship they truly deserve. And today, I'm interviewing the fabulous Laura Huxley, who is an international speaker. She's an actress. She's a speaker trainer, as well as part of the interview series Love and Success, How to Have the Cake and Eat It Too. So welcome to the call, Laura.
Thanks, Camille. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So great to have you here. Now, you are a great example of a passionate woman who is building a thriving business, is, committed to making a massive difference. You really love what you do, it's very, very clear and obvious you're following your passion, and you're also married to an amazing, supportive man. But let's talk about your business first and what you have achieved up until now. So what is the one thing that you're most proud of with what you have achieved up until this stage?
I think that the one thing I'm most proud of is creating my speaker training program. If you'd have asked me 3-4 years ago if that was even possible, I would have kind of been no way. And I think it's just, having the courage again and again and again to keep stretching that comfort zone and putting yourself out there and being more visible. I think one of the things, because I'm a speaker trainer, and that's one of the things that I teach, is to be visible. So quite often I have to check in with myself and go, Laura, are you being visible? And so it's about, how can I be even more visible and even more visible? And that's been a challenge for me because I wasn't always like that. I used to be very, very shy.
Wow.
Growing up, I was really shy. So the acting's definitely helped. And just stepping into my leadership, I think I'm most proud of, in creating the program.
Amazing. So I guess, for your vision and what you stand for, there really is nowhere to hide. So that's no longer an option.
No way.
It does take a lot of courage. So what's your bigger driver? What keeps you inspired on the days when you're just like, I really just, I don't want to do another video, and we all have those days, I'm sure. Like, what keeps you going and what keeps you in the zone and inspired to take action?
There's two things. One of them is I'm so passionate about helping other women find their voice, because I felt that I didn't use mine for so many years. And I don't want other women to hide and not use their beautiful gifts and share it. And so I've made it a point to make it bigger than me. It's not about me. It's about actually helping other people have confidence in themselves. And also a lot of my inspiration comes from my love and my passion for acting, because I adore transformation and storytelling and, getting into the story and playing and, just seeing what we can find. And so if I am having a day where I kind of feel a bit resistant, or am I kind of like, don't want to do it today.
Do you have those days?
Yeah, then I either will, look for some inspiration online, as in movies or actors or clips or examples of where people have had to recommit on a daily basis to make something happen. And I really want to make a difference. I want to help as many people as possible, because I believe that you can transform even if you don't think it's possible. I know that it is. And that's what keeps me going. It's the will to help other people.
Amazing. And I know quite a lot of women who've done your program, and they've had massive transformation. So you're doing such important work in the world, and you're a great role model for, as far as really also following your passion, because it's when you talk about it, it's obvious that you're really aligned with your message and what you help women with. So you have male clients as well, don't you?
I do. I do
women
have male
and men.
clients. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about love as well, because of course it's a big part of my topic. So you have been married. How many years have you been married for now?
Nearly 2. So it will be 2 years in August.
Awesome. And I've met your husband. We did a business training together on the Gold Coast. So I've met him. He's an amazing guy. He's very supportive, and he's a fun. He's got a great energy. And the two of you, totally look so happy together. So I'd love you to share a little bit about, your journey around love and finding a great quality life partner. Was the love thing always something that came easily to you, or did you have your ups and downs when it came to dating and attracting a life partner?
Yeah, I've certainly had ups and downs. So I'll tell you this story. So Jamie and I actually have known each other since we were 11 years old, which is crazy. So we actually went to the same high school, Knutsford High School, together, and we knew each other there. We kind of hung out in the same crowds, but nothing ever happened at high school. We just knew each other from there. When I was at after uni and of course, I was on the dating scene and meeting lots of people and meeting lots of frogs, and again, it was a lot to do with me not necessarily having confidence or speaking up or using my voice.
Yeah.
So, I had a few boyfriends where they were manipulative or, just not nice people, but I believe that you have to learn those lessons, and those are lessons that I needed to make me stronger. So by the time I actually then bumped into Jamie again, which was quite a few years later, I'd just been dating a footballer in the UK, and he plays for Everton now. And I was like, I'm bored. But it was me making all the effort. It was me going and because he lived in Sheffield at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was me going there. It was me, it was very one-sided. And it just got to the point where I decided enough was enough, and I'd had enough of making all the effort. And I remember sitting down one day and I thought to myself, I just want to meet someone who's really fun, who's cheeky, who wants to have a laugh, who doesn't take life too seriously, who wants to travel. And that was kind of it. And I remember sitting down and just thinking that. And then a few weeks later, I kept bumping into Jamie on nights out.
Wow.
In Manchester, and we just kept having chats and whatnot. And I was like, oh, quite like Jamie. And then I got his phone number from one of my other friends and said, when are you going to take me out for a drink? And that was it.
Love that. So you approached him, but you were very much then, using your femininity. It's like, when are you going to take me out? I love that. That's a great line. I love that.
Yeah, because he kept saying it when we were out, when we kept bumping into each other. He was like, we'll go for a drink. But we didn't swap numbers, so I was kind of like, well, I'm just going to get his number and ask him. So that was the beginning of, and now we've been together for 11 years and married for nearly 2. So yeah.
Beautiful. And with the business, we had a bit of a chat before we started the interview, and we're talking about that. He is totally on board now with supporting you, but it wasn't probably always like that. And I have a similar story with my partner Alex, because initially, he didn't quite believe that this was really like a real business, and he had his doubts, and took him a while to really sort of get on board with the whole idea as well. So what was it like for you?
Very similar. So Jamie has always worked in kitchens. He's been a chef since he was 16. He's not in the kitchens anymore because he'd also had enough. But I do believe that actually, from me following my passion and setting up my business has inspired him now to do the same. And it has definitely been a journey. It was it was difficult at the beginning, because I went from working in a PR job earning, a regular wage, which was, it wasn't amazing, but it was okay. And Jamie was earning a really good wage. To me then setting up my own VA business to begin with. And then I started Speaker's Little Secret after that. The financial aspect of things is difficult. It can be a real struggle at times. So that was really the challenge for me, was to keep believing that I could do this, and also keep making sure that Jamie believed in it too.
Yes.
And in order for me to get Jamie to believe in what I was doing, I had to believe in it 150%. And there was no room for any doubt.
Totally.
And it is a journey being an entrepreneur. It's not plain sailing. And you still have to, you have to keep believing and believing and believing. But it's beautiful because now we some days we work together. We sit in our lovely office and we have a dance and we have a laugh and, and now Jamie started his own business. So I think that when you follow your own inspiration and your own path and your own heart, then you can inspire others to do the same, which is beautiful.
That's amazing. So, but now you're both very much on the same page. Because I guess what I see sometimes with women, when we really sort of step into the masculine and just want to really go, we can sometimes we can lose track a little bit of what how important our relationships are, even our friendships. Like definitely, I sometimes not great with putting a lot of energy into my friendships because the business is so all-consuming, and the same comes to our intimate relationships. So was there a time where you nearly felt like, oh my God, I'm nearly sort of losing him a little bit here on this mission?
Yeah, definitely. There's been a few times. There has been a few times where Jamie's said, look, we can't do it anymore. You're going to have to go and get a job.
Yeah, wow.
If you don't bring some money in the next couple of weeks, that's it. You're gonna have to go and get a job.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no way, no chance. Yeah. So and that's hard. That's hard. It's really hard. Because then you do start thinking, am I doing the right thing, and can I really do this? And
totally.
And one of my big drives as well is that Jamie's an artist. He's a painter.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my massive goals is to together for us to create a life where Jamie can have a studio and go and paint in the studio whenever he wants to, and have a life where we've got that choice. And that's one of my big goals as well, because he has been so supportive. When I was doing all of my acting training, and I started my own theatre company as well.
Wow.
Jamie supported me in all of that. I used to go and work with my acting coach every single week, and at the time we didn't have much money, but I put my money to one side and made sure that I had enough to do that. And really that's been huge in a lot of what I teach.
Yes.
That investment that I didn't even know was going to be so beneficial to me, now that I'm teaching people to have presence and voice and all of that on stage. So even way back then, like when we first got to Australia, Jamie was so supportive. He always has been.
Amazing. So you definitely, your bigger mission, I guess, is to really be able to then just, for him to totally do what he wants to do 100%. And you're well on your way.
Yes.
So it's exciting.
Yeah, we're on our way.
And wrapping up, let's talk about your the actual speaker training, the thing that you're really proud of. Like, who is it for? How can people find out about it?
Well, it's for entrepreneurs. It's for entrepreneurs who are ready to step into their leadership. They're ready to find their voice on an even bigger scale. It's for people who really want to up-level and take their message to a wider audience. So do they want to get it on a global stage? Do they want to get themselves on video marketing on a regular, consistent basis and loving it and inspiring other people to then, you know, do the same, or to come on board with what they're able to help them with. And I love it. I honestly adore what I do. I just love seeing the transformation that people go through. So it's an online training program. It's one-on-one mentoring, but also with group coaching as well.
Brilliant.
And then we also do live speaker showcases as well, where I invite industry leaders to come and watch the showcases. So people who are looking for speakers, people who might be running their own events and want speakers to come on board. So yeah, it's really a comprehensive, amazing, juicy bundle which takes you through a huge transformation journey and gets you out there with confidence.
Sounds amazing. So it's not only the professional development, of course, there's a lot of personal development in it as well.
Huge personal development. A lot of it is to do with confidence. And like I said earlier, you know, often people think that they are being visible, but there's always more that you can do. Or they think that they're putting themselves out there. There's always more.
Oh, absolutely.
It's, you know, it's about stepping into your leadership and leading by example, and finding the confidence to do that, and, you know, believing in yourself that you can do that. Being a thought leader.
I love it. It takes a lot of courage, and I would say, like, it's really hard to do it without any support. It's really tough to actually take those risks and to keep on putting yourself out there without any support.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how can people who are listening to this interview, how can they reach out? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Well, they can go to speakerslittlesecret.com, and there's all information on there about my program and how you can work with me. And you can also head on to Speakers Little Secret on Facebook. Send me a direct message on there. Send me an email. You know, I always will get back to you. So yeah, love to hear from anybody who's ready to find their voice and step it up.
Beautiful, how exciting. So last question. What would be your one piece of advice for, I guess, women who are out there listening, women or men, I guess, or let's say women, because they're my audience, who are sort of sitting on the fence of, like, can I really follow my passion? You know, is it really possible? Am I just not better off just sort of settling for a lukewarm life? Like, what would be the one piece of advice, sort of one thing that you would share to them?
I would say have courage to listen to what your heart's telling you. And, you know, there was a post on Facebook this morning from Elizabeth Gilbert, you know, the Eat, Pray, Love.
Yes.
And the Balinese medicine man that she went to see passed away, I think today or yesterday.
Okay.
And so she shares this beautiful post where she says, you have to follow your calling, even if it means that you're going to move away from certain relationships, even if it means it's going to cost you money, even if it means you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. So it's just a beautiful post, and she's basically saying you can try and ignore it, but it's not going to go away, and until you start following it, and look for the signals as well, because there are always little signs everywhere.
Like listening to this interview right now. So
yeah, it's a sign.
I love that. And just to add what you've said, it's so perfect. Like there's been a lot of studies done with people who are really close to dying, close to their death. And the thing that most of them have said was, like, their main regrets were that they didn't take more risks in life, and they didn't really totally go for what they really, really wanted. Most people don't regret, they don't have regrets about, I wish I would have made more money or would have bought more cars. It's really about, like, I wish I would have taken more risks. So, which totally backs up what you've just said. So I love it.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for sharing your pearls of wisdom today, and your inspiring story about love, and you just really going for it and following your passion and doing amazing work in the world.
Thank you so much, Camille. And you're doing amazing work as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Bye.